Hello everyone. We know that the situation in India because of the pandemic is quite serious. The suffering in other cities earlier gave Chennai the opportunity to learn from it. As Excel alumni, the Chennai chapter felt we should do something to help people get through this pandemic.
We looked at various options and discussed them in detail along with other medical professionals. At one point, we are clear that we shouldn't get into the execution of these projects because we may not be good at it. And we should stick to something which we are able to do very well. One is to support such projects which are already on the ground and looking for resources, and network amongst all excellers in India and abroad to raise substantial resources to back these projects.
So we zeroed in on VHS, which is Voluntary Health Services in Chennai. It's a 62-year-old organization. And VHS offers affordable medical care services to people belonging to poorer backgrounds and low-income groups based on their healthcare needs rather than their ability to pay.
And VHS, as part of its COVID initiatives, is keen on increasing their ability to serve patients, for which they have shared a few options with us. One of them being setting up oxygen generation facility, another one being looking at 4 to 5 ventilator beds, and also one more option of prefabricated hospital structure. They do have a few more projects in the pipeline as well.
As you would have noticed, the projects that we are talking about are both for short-term immediate relief for COVID impacted patients, as well as they will be sustained lower long-term. These are capital intensive, and we are looking to raise around 2.5 to 3 crores to fund these projects, which is about 300 to 400K US dollars.
Let's come together as a family. This is our chance to truly live the Excel spirit for the greater good. We are helping VHS in the execution so that money is in safe hands.
So now we just wanted to introduce you to Dr. S. Suresh, who is the Honorary Secretary of VHS. He has kindly, in his busy schedule, he has agreed to spare a few minutes for us to brief us on the various other initiatives they're doing, just to make everybody understand how serious the situation here it is and how helpful any kind of funds we raise will be at this critical point of time. Dr. Suresh.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you very much, sir, for this meeting. I will just give 2 sentences about VHS, which is a 62-year-old not-for-profit charity organization, and we have a sanctioned strength of 465 beds, but actually we are now operating at 167 beds. Out of these, 70 beds have been set apart for 73 beds have been set apart for COVID now. And we are adding another 35 beds in the next few days because the infrastructure is already in place. So, in this, what we found, 32 beds we have for as an ICU bed. Now, last year we redid our emergency department last March, and within a few days, this COVID lockdown was announced last year. So immediately we converted our emergency department into a COVID ICU. And our regular ICU, we continue to see regular patients who needed ICU care. But after the pandemic, the second wave started, we realized we could not manage it, only 10 beds. So we opened out the other ICU also for this. We stopped our routine cases and started focusing more on COVID patients. So we have 32 ICU beds. Now, in the ICU bed, the patients who are admitted for the ICU beds are those who require very high level of oxygen. And these are given at various levels. One is the nasal oxygen we give. That is the low-end oxygen where a person requires less than 10 liters of oxygen per minute. The other level is called the high-flow oxygen, where we can give 30 to 40 liters per minute. And then beyond that is what we call as the CPAP machine, which usually comes through the ventilator as part of a ventilatory process, or CPAP machines are separately available. The next level beyond that is the ventilatory machine, which gives you a very high flow. There are patients who require 60 to 70 liters per minute, and only then the oxygen saturation is maintained. So these patients are graded accordingly, and anybody can deteriorate from one point to the other very, very quickly. That is, in COVID treatment, the only thing is we have to wait for the lung inflammation to go down. So as we wait for the lung inflammation to go down, depending on the degree of lung involvement, the amount of oxygen requirement varies. So slowly over a period of days, if the lung inflammation goes down, the oxygen requirement comes down. But some of them escalate into higher levels. So we have to continue maintaining them. So whenever a patient comes in the ICU, we never know whether they'll be going to a next level higher or no. So in which case, the moment I take them at ICU, I have to make a provision for the ventilator, whether I'm going to use it on a patient or not, because I don't know when he will escalate. So this is where we fail the channel. Right now, we have about 13 ventilators with us. And in the ventilators itself, what we found, there are several types of ventilators. One of them, ventilator, is without compressor, and other ventilators with compressor. Now, ventilators with compressors are the ones which are needed. The ventilators without compressor. In fact, the last year there was a donation of 4 ventilators, and today we found that we are not being able to use that at all because it is not giving the pressure that is required for the patient. It may be used for some low-end patients, some septicemia, something like that, but we are not able to use it on COVID patients at all. So that's why we need to choose the ventilator little higher level. This serves 2 purposes. One is during the pandemic, it's going to serve us very well. And after the pandemic also, it can be used in the intensive care unit for patients who are critically ill, post-operative patients, and severe, for example, stroke patients, and any of them come, this will be very useful in the long term. These are, so we would like to do anything with a long-term vision, not with a short-term vision. Because after all, any money that's invested into patient care should not be only for a few months or a year or so, but these equipment must last for a longer time. So this is my humble submission. This is that Medicare instant negative pressure COVID-19 facility. They have promised that it will be a 100-bedded hospital in 3 weeks. If it's a 50-bedded, they said they'll give it around 28 days. Is what they said. And what it contains is it's portable negative pressure. It is registered under CDSCO, and it has got a 25-year lifespan. It's portable, can be shifted and used for future pandemic disaster relief like flood, earthquake. Fully furnished with all electricals, plumbing, and furniture built in. Designed and built as per Indian standard codes for cyclone, wind loads, earthquake loads, and fire safety. So this is what has been is there. They have not shared the interiors. They only shown this one.